Hey everyone, my name is Trish from Downey's Candle Company. Welcome back to my channel. This week in my 52 weeks of candle series is week 12, and this week I'm going to be making a candle where I put some embeds on it. It's similar to the concrete candles I made where I put the flowers on the top, but these ones are a little bit larger. So it's I guess a different style candle. But if you want to see how I do that, please keep watching. Thank you. So for this project, I am using the Libby straight-sided tumbler jars that I got from Candle Science. I'm also using CDN 5 wicks, cactus flower and jade fragrance oil. Then I have some wick stickers and then some wick centering tools and wick holders. Both of those I got from West Sound Candle Supply. So I'm just going to stick this centering tool in here, and then I have my wick. The bottom I usually just brush off with alcohol, and then I'll stick my wick sticker on. Then I have a tool that I use that's just, some people use a pen. This I got from Etsy that was made for sticking the wicks on. So that's what I just used, and I put that right through the hole, and it's as easy as that to get these all centered in the jars. So now I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of them. So you saw earlier that I had put a line on my jars. That's because I'm going to pour the wax up into that line, and then after that is where I'm going to decorate with the succulents. So now my oil has been heating up while I was putting the wicks in. And I'm going to add, I use 11% fragrance oil. So I took this off the double boiler is what I used, and I took that off when it was at about 200 degrees, and I poured my fragrance oil right in at that point and stirred it for about 2 minutes, and now I am ready to pour. And I use this, it's a pancake batter dispenser that I got from Amazon, and it's pretty easy to use this. It's not that easy to clean, but if you take a skewer with a napkin, you can get down in there and clean it, but it makes it really easy to pour stuff like this. So I just poured that all in there, and then I'm going to start pouring these, and I'm going to let you listen to some music while I pour all of these because it's probably boring. Now that these are all poured, I'm going to let them set up for a little while, probably about 24 hours. Then we can come back and put the succulents on the top. So it's been about 24 hours and these candles are now set up. I've made the succulents off camera because I only had one mold for each of them. So it took quite a while to make all of these. But they're made and I am ready to put them on. So the first thing that I need to do is melt some of this wax so that they'll stick. I don't want to turn the candle over and have them falling out. So I just melt it so that these can stick to the wax and be secure on there. And the first one I put on is this larger one. I had poked a hole in it right about where I knew it needed to go for where I wanted it in my candle. I kind of measured it out before and then just used a little skewer and put a hole in it. So now that that's on, I go ahead and I put the other succulents on. And I just used about 4 of them. I had one more I wanted to use, but it made it kind of squishy, so I decided not to. And now that that one's done, we're going to go ahead and do the other 7 of these. All right, and there you have it. So all of these 8 jars are decorated, and I think they came out pretty nice, if I do say so myself. And I hope you enjoyed watching that. Okay, so the candles are all set up, and you watched me put all the embeds in. I wanted to show you the finished product. I did put a label on this and my warning label on the bottom. I called it Cactus Flower and Jade. But you can see that I just stuck them in there. As you probably saw in the video, it wasn't the easiest thing to do. Maybe if I made a little bit a larger jar, because these kind of fit tight in there. I did have another one I wanted to put in, but I didn't want to squish them in too much. Also, what you didn't see on camera was, for some reason, I poured the bottom section of wax, had my wick in there, and then I decided I wasn't putting the embeds on right away because I was busy making some other stuff. So I was like, oh, I'll cut the wick down, put the top on, put them to the side until I have a chance to put the embeds in. And what happened is, when I cut the wick down, it was too short for me to really hold it, because you saw I put a hole in this larger succulent shape. And so I heated up the bottom so I could get the wax melted a little bit so this would stay and not come out when you did this. But then with the shorter wick, it was harder to get this on it. So what you didn't see is I went in and I scooped out all this wax and I re-poured all of these before I put the succulents in. That's how I had to do it. So anyways, I hope you like this. I thought it came out pretty nice. And thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next week for week 13. Thank you and have a good week.